You are born in a lemon grove in Yorba Linda, California, on January 9th, 1913. Your father's name is Frank. He is loud, rough, and perpetually failing. The house he built with his own hands is crooked. You sleep in a bedroom that smells like citrus and poverty. You are not a Kennedy. You will never be mistaken for one. From the very first breath, you understand that the world is divided into those who are given things and those who must claw for everything. You choose to claw. 2 of your brothers die from tuberculosis. You watch them fade. You carry that grief like a stone in your chest, and you never talk about it. Not once, not ever. Silence becomes your armor. You are brilliant in school, but socially awkward. The boy who wins every debate and eats lunch alone. You are accepted to Harvard on merit, but there is no money. You go to Whittier College instead. You graduate second in your class. You apply to the FBI. They never write back. Duke Law School gives you a scholarship. You graduate third in your class. World War II takes you to the Pacific, not to the front lines, but to logistics. You play poker and win thousands of dollars, money you will later use to fund your first campaign. You return to California in 1945 and run for Congress against the 5-term incumbent Jerry Voorhees. Nobody knows your name. You have no machine, no family fortune, no friends in high places, so you build fear instead. You imply Voorhees has communist sympathies. The charge is vague enough to be deniable, lethal enough to work. You win by 15,000 votes. In 1950, Alger Hiss sits across from you in a congressional committee room. He is elegant, Harvard-educated, State Department royalty. He looks at you like something he found on his shoe. You pursue him for 2 years anyway. When he is convicted of perjury in January 1950, your name is on the front page of every newspaper in America. You are 36 years old. The whole country knows who you are now. Dwight Eisenhower picks you as his running mate in 1952. You are 39. Then the crisis arrives. A secret fund, $18,000 from California businessmen. The party wants you off the ticket. You go on television, not to resign, but to fight. 60 million people watch you talk about your wife Pat's cloth coat, about your modest savings, about a cocker spaniel named Checkers that someone gave your daughters and that you will not, under any circumstances, give back. The calls flood in. Eisenhower keeps you. For 8 years you are vice president, attending funerals of foreign dignitaries and presiding over a Senate that ignores you. You traveled to Moscow in 1959 and argue with Khrushchev in a model kitchen, the kitchen debate. And for one afternoon, you look like a statesman. Then you come home, and Eisenhower is asked by a reporter what major decisions you contributed to during your vice presidency. He says, "If you give me a week, I might think of one." You hear about it. You always hear about everything. 1960. You run for president against John F. Kennedy. You are better prepared. You know the issues more deeply. You have more government experience than he has spent weeks reading briefing books. But the first televised debate destroys you. Not your words, but your face. You are pale, sweating under the lights, your 5 o'clock shadow dark on camera. Kennedy is tanned, composed, luminous. 70 million people watch. The ones who hear it on radio believe you won. The ones who watch television do not. You lose by 112,827 votes out of 68 million cast. Your advisors beg you to contest the results. There is credible evidence of fraud in Cook County, Illinois, and in Texas. You refuse. You will not put the country through it. That decision costs you everything, and it never stops echoing. 1961. You run for governor of California and lose to Pat Brown. The morning after, exhausted and humiliated, you face the press corps who have already written your obituary. You won't have Nixon to kick around anymore, you tell them, because, gentlemen, this is my last press conference. The reporters laugh. ABC News airs a special, The Political Obituary of Richard Nixon. Your career is declared dead. You disappear into a New York law firm, Mudge Rose. You travel relentlessly. You study. You wait, while Lyndon Johnson tears himself apart over Vietnam, while 58,000 Americans die in Southeast Asia, while cities burn in the summer of 1967 and campuses erupt, while the Democratic Party collapses in violence at its own convention in Chicago in 1968, you are in the background, steady, patient, relentless. You promise a secret plan to end the war. You invent a phrase, the silent majority. The Americans who don't march, who don't protest, who go to work and pay their taxes and are terrified of what they see on their televisions every evening. They are real. They are millions. They are yours. You defeat Hubert Humphrey on November 5, 1968 by 500,000 votes and 301 electoral votes. The man who was finished, the man they buried in 1962, the man they laughed at. You are the President-elect of the United States. The wait is immediate and total. Vietnam is bleeding. 31,000 Americans already dead when you take the oath. You cannot end the war without losing it. You expand it secretly into Cambodia before you can shrink it, authorizing Operation Menu, 3,600 bombing runs over a neutral country, completely classified. When it leaks, you authorize wiretaps on your own NSC staff, 17 of them. You open China in February 1972. No president could have done it, only a lifelong anti-communist like you, because no one can accuse you of being soft on communism. The photographs of you shaking Mao Zedong's hand travel around the world. You sign SALT I with Brezhnev in Moscow. You create the EPA. You sign the Clean Air Act. You open diplomatic relations with a quarter of the human race. You win re-election in November 1972 by the largest popular vote margin in history, 520 electoral votes, 49 states. You have everything, the whole country almost, everything. June 17th, 1972. 5 men are arrested inside the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C., breaking into the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee. They have electronic surveillance equipment. They are connected to your committee to re-elect the president. You did not order the break-in, but you know within days what happened, and you choose to cover it. You discuss hush money on June 23rd, the smoking gun tape, though you don't know it yet. You pay. You instruct the CIA to block the FBI investigation. You obstruct at every turn. The tapes are running in the Oval Office. You installed the system yourself in 1971 to protect the historical record, never imagining they would destroy you. The Washington Post follows the money. The Senate forms a select committee. Your counsel, John Dean, sits before the cameras and tells the truth. There is a cancer on the presidency, he told you once. Now the whole country is watching it grow. I am not a crook, you tell 400 reporters in Orlando, Florida in November 1973. No one believes you anymore. August 5th, 1974. The smoking gun transcript is released. Your own party abandons you within 48 hours. Barry Goldwater leads a delegation of Republican senators to the White House and tells you you have perhaps 15 votes in the Senate, not enough to survive an impeachment trial. On the evening of August 8th, you go on television and announce your resignation, effective noon the following day. August 9th, 1974. You stand before your staff and cabinet in the East Room. You talk about your father, how he was a great man because he did his job. You talk about your mother, a saint. Your voice cracks. You walk out of the White House for the last time, cross the South Lawn, and at the top of the stairs of Marine One, you turn and raise both arms in that final double V. Not victory, just defiance, or perhaps just habit, or perhaps the only gesture you have left. The helicopter rises. The White House shrinks beneath you. In the Oval Office, Gerald Ford sits down at the desk. The phone is already ringing. A new name sits on the placard. Outside the window, the rose garden is still blooming, exactly as it always has. The machine does not mourn. It does not pause. Somewhere, in a lemon grove in California, in a crooked little house on the edge of poverty, a boy who plowed for everything is already being replaced by the next one. The door closes. The phone keeps ringing. The system was never about you. It was never about any of you.